Can Africa overcome its governance crisis? The answer might shock you, but in this video, we'll explore a side of Africa's story you won't hear often. But here's a question to think about: could Africa already hold the key to its own political future, one that most people aren't even aware of? Governance in Africa is a complex topic, and it's one that's been discussed since colonial days. We've all heard stories of political instability, corruption, and economic hardship. But let's dig deeper. What's really causing these issues? And, more importantly, what are Africans doing to change the future? To understand the depth of Africa's governance challenges, let's look at a powerful recent example, the story of Burkina Faso and its current leader, Ibrahim Traoré. In 2022, Captain Traoré, a young military officer, led a coup to address what he saw as Burkina Faso's failing leadership in the fight against terrorism and poverty. For years, Burkinabe people had suffered under weak governance, widespread poverty, and the constant threat of extremist violence, especially in the north. Traoré took a bold step, promising a break from corruption and a new vision focused on empowering the people. He didn't follow the typical path of accumulating wealth or gaining favor with foreign powers. Instead, he placed priority on Burkina Faso's independence from external influence, pushing for solutions rooted in Burkinabe values and resources. By advocating for transparency and national sovereignty, Traoré has aimed to show that true change starts with a shift in mindset, a rejection of dependency on foreign aid, and a commitment to honesty and self-reliance. Burkina Faso's journey is still in progress, and challenges remain. But Traoré's approach highlights a powerful lesson: that governance isn't about waiting for outside help. It's about courageous leadership, transparency, and a collective willingness to build the country from within, guided by a mindset that is no longer tied to colonial-era dependencies. Now, let's zoom out. Africa is made up of 54 diverse countries, each with its own history, culture, and challenges. Some nations, like Ghana and Rwanda, are making bold moves towards stable governance, with policies targeting anti-corruption and tech-driven transparency. Rwanda's transformation from post-genocide devastation to one of the fastest-growing economies in Africa is incredible. But even these countries still face major obstacles. Corruption is a major challenge for many African nations. In countries like Nigeria, with abundant oil wealth, corruption has led to vast inequalities. But ordinary citizens are beginning to fight back, through grassroots movements, by demanding accountability and using technology to monitor government actions. In 2015, for instance, the "Not Too Young to Run" campaign in Nigeria pushed for more young people to enter politics, resulting in a change in the constitution that lowered the age limit for political candidates. And that's where Africa's potential really lies, in its people. Across the continent, we see the rise of youth activism, social media campaigns against corruption, and demands for better governance. With Africa's median age at just 19, young Africans are becoming the biggest voices for change. They are pushing back against old systems, challenging corruption, and innovating in ways previous generations couldn't. This drive for change also involves a shift in mindset, one where people recognize the need to build their countries from within, and to address the limitations of a colonized perspective that has, for too long, held them back. Honesty about these issues is crucial if real progress is to be made. So, can Africa overcome its governance crisis? Well, it won't be easy, and it's certainly not a one-size-fits-all solution. But with examples like Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Rwanda, Africa has shown it can chart its own path. The keys to Africa's future could lie in a combination of strong leadership, anti-corruption efforts, a commitment to building from within, and, most importantly, a new mindset that leaves behind the limitations of a colonized perspective. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in exploring more stories about Africa's past, present, and potential, make sure to subscribe to African History Made Easy. By subscribing, you're joining a community that's curious and passionate about understanding Africa's true story, and that story is still being written. Stay tuned for our next video, where we dive into the incredible role of women in Africa's independence movements.